Reuben, I never had a doubt the Eagles win a football game, no big deal.
I had a lot of doubts. I did not see that coming. Like, there's some games where teams losing, but you feel like, they got some bad breaks. They're playing well. They're just not getting in the end zone or not getting the stops. And you feel like if they can just put it together, they're going to win the game. This was not one of those games. I mean, they were just lifeless on offense and just porous on defense. And then it just turned. When it turned, it was one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
What a game. The final score, 33-26. This is the Eagle Eye Podcast brought to you by Nissan. A final score that, by the way, I'm sure there were some people holding slips that were very happy about the way that game ended. Jordan Davis rumbling back for that big touchdown. We'll get into the comeback in general. We'll get into the offense getting better, the defense doing its part. But that play, that's something we'll never forget.
Yeah. Yeah. And Jordan Davis had an incredible game even before that on defense. He's playing so well right now. Might be their defensive MVP through. I mean, Zach Bond's been really, really good. But he's in the conversation, and he is just, he talked about it all summer. I'm in better shape. I'm going to be able to play more snaps. I'm going to be able to play late in games at a higher level. And we're seeing it every week. He's been consistent. He's been productive. And his snap count's up, and he's handling it. It's really cool to see. And, he had it was a tough couple of years for him. And middle of last year, something clicked, and he's really carried it over into this season. He's it's almost like the roles are reversed between Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, where now Jordan's like their best interior lineman. And I think Jalen has the higher ceiling. He's going to have the better career. But right now, Jordan Davis is playing out of his mind.
He's playing at like an all-pro level right now.
He really is. He really is. And it was cool that he got the sack on it. He just chased Stafford out of bounds. He got their only sack. He had tackle for loss. He had a quarterback hit. He had 5 tackles. That fourth down stop. I mean, he was
everywhere.
I was saying to somebody downstairs that he could get NFC Defensive Player of the Week and Special Teams Player of the Week the same week.
They wouldn't do that?
They wouldn't do that, but he could.
He could.
Yeah.
The block itself, they obviously saw something on tape because that was their second block. On field goals, Jalen Carter got the first one. Jordan Davis gets the second. Davis was close on that first one, too. Jalen Hurts said he had no doubt that someone was going to make a play on that field goal. And it's easy to say that in hindsight, but it did feel like someone was going to make a play on that field goal.
Yeah. Yeah. He said, I saw those 2 big Georgia guys lining up next to each other. I was like, yeah, we're going to block the kick. What a weapon that is, too, to have those 2 guys. And we see him batting down passes all the time. It's the same skill.
I think Jordan already has 3 batted passes this year.
He does. Yeah. And I think Jalen had 5 last year. It was like 3rd in the league or 2nd. Yeah, it's I don't know if I don't have any way to look this up. I don't think StatHead can look up the last time, if ever, a team blocked 2 field goals in a fourth quarter of a close game. Those are winning plays. Well, they won by 7, and that was 6 points. So,
well, I mean, yeah,
I'm kidding. It's a joke. That was some special stuff, and that's, I mean, what was the last one? Was it a 44-yarder? I don't even know. The second one that got blocked was
40. It was a 44-yarder.
I mean, 36 and 44. Those
are gimmies.
Those are layups in the NFL these days. And he's a pretty good kicker. So it was a special way to end the game. And you're happy for him. He picks up the ball. He doesn't need to score because the game's over. They've won the game, but
it's like the one time where everyone's like, "Yeah, go score that big fella." Yeah,
yeah.
No one around him. No chance to fumble it.
Yeah, don't take a knee at the 1. He was moving too, by the way.
So Next Gen Stats had him at 18.59 miles per hour.
For real?
Yeah.
My car doesn't go that fast.
It's the fastest speed by a player over 330 since at least 2017, which is when they started tracking this.
I don't think it's 330.
He's around 330.
Well, he was running. He was moving.
He was moving.
It was a fun play, even though they didn't need the points. It didn't matter.
It was very funny. We were talking to Saquon after the game, and someone jokingly asked him if Jordan has a future at running back. He goes, probably not, but I want to see what his speed was. And I just happened to see it. And I said, well, he was over 18 Saquon was like, over 18. Maybe he does have a future at running back. He was moving.
He was.
And we've seen that before.
And that's at the end of a game.
That's the thing. Like, we've seen that before in spurts. I think back to him chasing down Josh Allen in that Bills game where he played the most snaps of his career and was never the same after that season. The fact that he could go up to the podium and speak after that game tells you a lot about his conditioning level.
Yeah, and the fact that he could run that fast. Do you have the early play, snap counts?
I don't.
PFF.
Not right now. Yeah.
I mean, he played a lot of snaps, and so to be able to make that play after that is remarkable. He's come so far, and it's paying off. It's helping him. He's helping him win games. They have to resign him.
Yeah. Here we go. Early snap counts for Jordan Davis, 45 snaps.
Okay.
So it was Jalen Carter had 60. He was second. He had 45. Ojimo had just 33. So Jordan Davis above of Mo that's telling.
Yeah. He looked great for 60 minutes. It also struck me that when the Eagles beat the Rams last year in the playoffs, a Georgia defensive tackle made the big play at the end against the Rams, and a different Georgia defensive tackle made the big play at the end of this game.
Yeah. Now, look, we're not under any illusions that this was a great game.
It was a great game. It wasn't a great performance.
Well, that's what I mean. Not under any illusions that this was a great game for the Eagles. There were a lot of things that were bad. I mean, they played bad football for a good chunk into the second half, which is what made the comeback so spectacular. They were down 19 points early in the third quarter, and it was like kind of a disastrous scenario. They get the ball back after halftime. You're thinking, well, this is their chance. Then there's that strip sack. The Rams punch in that touchdown. All of a sudden, like, it seems like almost insurmountable, but it wasn't. They were able to do enough.
Yeah, 26-7, 20-something seconds into the third quarter? I don't know. 54 seconds into the third quarter, they score. The only thing that gave me, it was so early, and you're thinking, I know this team is better than they're showing. I know Vic is a master at adjustments, even though he says he's not. Halftime adjustments. And I really thought if they could score on the next drive, if they could just kind of feel good, have something to feel good about. And it's almost like the situation forced the passing game.
Yeah, it forced them to open up the offense.
Yeah.
They ran some tempo. They put in a new right tackle, and all of a sudden, like, the offense came alive.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because it was Matt Pryor who allowed Jared Verse to sack and strip Jalen early in the third quarter, first play of the third quarter. Got the ball in the 10, and they punch it in. Next drive, and I just was making sure, because on the TV copy you can't always tell who's out there, but Big Fred comes out. I don't get why he didn't start the game or start when Lane came in.
Yeah, I think it was because he got back to the team so late. They've been repping Pryor at right tackle, but just, I give benefit of the doubt to Jeff Stoutland a lot.
Yeah,
we've all seen Matt Pryor. We've all seen Fred Johnson. Like, Fred gives them the better chance, and at least they did pull the plug on Pryor. They needed to. I mean, they couldn't run the offense the way they needed to.
Fred played well,
and he played really well. And you've seen Fred do this before. To me, it was crazy that it took that long to make that switch.
Yeah,
the 5 drives with Matt Pryor right tackle, and it wasn't all on him. I don't want to make it seem like it was all on him, but and this excludes that kneel down at the very end of the first half. 4 3-and-outs, the strip sack, -10 net yards. I mean, the offense was going the wrong way without Fred.
Yeah.
And you lose Lane at the end of the first drive with a neck injury. He was listed as questionable. It never looked like he was close to returning.
Yeah, you could see him on the bench. They showed him kind of stretching his neck. Hopefully he's okay. They don't win a lot of games without him. So look, this is why you went out and got Fred Johnson from the Jaguars back in August. And we did an emergency podcast. I was in a hotel. I don't know where you were.
Already a good trade.
This
one game, one performance.
Absolutely.
Several drives, already a good trade.
Yeah. I think he's a good player. I don't know what happened in Jacksonville, but he's a good tackle, and we saw it. We saw it today. I think once they scored on that first drive in the third quarter, that was the Goddard touchdown after the big AJ.
They were getting chunks. They had 2 explosives on that on that drive. They had 2 the previous 10 quarters.
Yeah, they had more. Yeah, they had as many big plays on that drive as they had all year. And I just think it was the first time we've seen Jalen actually kind of look like he was in a rhythm.
Got him in rhythm. And I think some of the quarterback runs got him in a rhythm too. They started running some zone reads.
Yeah.
He was taking off. They were using his legs in the second half a little bit. The offense started to come alive. And I wonder, like even if they lost this game, I think there would have been positives in that. But, if you're the Eagles, you feel way better after a win than you would a loss, knowing that it was a very winnable game.
Yeah, I think I was writing about that at some point when I basically had to redo my 10 observations because, when it's 26-7, you're like, all right, I can knock these out here. One of them was during the comeback, but when it looked like they were going to lose anyway, I was like, at least they found something in the passing game, and hopefully, even though they lost, they can kind of bottle that up and get the passing game going against Tampa and moving forward. Next thing you know, they win. So, this is what we've known has been there. It's like seems so obvious. Get AJ the ball down the field. He's what a weapon, man. He was physical on those.
That one conversion
Was incredible.
just manhandled. I mean, just like grown man football.
Yeah.
Just so strong, so tough to bring down. He's he played a heck of a game, but he's always capable of this.
Yeah, and it just seemed like all the frustration of the first, like he didn't have a catch in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
He got that 8-yarder and the place went nuts. They were all cheering.
No crowd does a sarcastic cheer quite like Philadelphia.
It's a good one. Yeah. But he's so physical when he has it just seemed like all the frustration of the first 2.5 games. He was just like making the Rams D-backs pay for it. And they couldn't tackle him. He was trampling people. I think he had a 25 and a 23 on the game-winning drive. What a weapon. What a player. It's so good to see him. We talked to him during the week. I think he handled it really well, but you could see his frustration, but he said the right things. But you could just see how fired up he was.
That 3rd and 10, that 25-yarder pass on the left sideline.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just.
I thought the play was over.
So it looked like it was going to be a pass breakup. He was so strong coming back to the football and then strong enough to throw the defender off his back and run for 25 yards and really get that chunk and keep them moving.
Was it Lake, I think?
I think so.
Yeah.
31.
He's 37. Yeah.
Okay.
31 is Williams.
Darius Williams.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
he's bullied Darius Williams before.
Yeah.
So, that was. Yeah, it's good to see.
They went from, they're going to pick it off to, it's going to be incomplete. Getting 25 yards on this play.
Yeah.
So
he converted on a 3rd and 10 and a 3rd and 9 on that same drive.
Yeah. He's a beast. And Devontae made some big plays too. He'll get kind of lost in the sauce because
including the touchdown.
The touchdown was a really great catch and terrific throw. And I think he caught 8 passes today. Not a ton of yards, but
8 passes for 60 yards and that touchdown. AJ was 6 for 109 and a touchdown, a long of 38.
And they had a combined 16 yards in the first half.
Yeah. And Goddard had that 33-yard touchdown.
Yeah. Was that his only catch?
Yeah.
I was saying they had teams that are on a bye week had more passing yards than the Eagles did in the first half.
Yeah.
It's crazy to have -1 yard and then just out of nowhere.
It looked like, it was a combination of things. I think the game script forced them to get the passing offense going. It was new right tackle, and they used tempo.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of the secret there, and it looked like the TV copy was showing Jalen Hurts really animated, like trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
You like to see that.
Yeah. I give him so much credit for, like, he was animated and he kept calm. Like there was no throwing helmets or clipboards. There was like, you're down 26-7 in your own building. People are booing you. And you just have the, wherewithal, I think is the word, I guess, to stay calm. Let's just keep working at it. 60 minutes is a long time.
Yeah. He even allowed that, sometimes the situation calls for you being a little, I forget the word he used, but like going out of character, what you'd normally do. And he thought that was a situation that dictated it, and he was able to do it.
He is a master at understanding what the right approach at that moment needs to be and pulling it off and doing it in a way that inspires his teammates, doesn't piss anybody off, doesn't hurt any feelings. And and motivates. You saw him on the sideline just talking to the defensive guys.
Yeah. Like really animated.
Yeah.
More than we're used to seeing. Normally he's pretty quiet, just goes over the pictures, talks to the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe his receivers, but he was up and down the sideline in this game.
Yeah, it was really cool. Special guy. He knows how to get through when he has to.
Yeah. Credit the Rams. They did a good job against the run in this game. Just 18 carries for Saquon, 46 yards. Jalen ended up, getting him involved in that zone read game a little bit. I thought opened up the offense, and where they typically weren't able to get yards on the ground in this game, that gave them another avenue to do it. So I thought that was a nice switch up by Patullo and Jalen Hurts to figure that out. But yeah, they did actually a nice job on Saquon, just 2.6 yards per carry in this one.
Yeah, and I have to think that if the offense can if they can bottle what they did in the second half, things are going to open up for Saquon.
Sure.
I have to believe that.
He still had some nice plays in this game. He had that one spin move,
the 4-yard gain,
the 4-yard gain to pick up the first down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he still had some nice plays.
I thought that was his best play, and it was 4 yards, but yeah, a little spin move, got down to the 2 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to pick up that first down was huge. And then he did drop the one in the middle of the field that would have been a nice gainer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
he's not a great receiver.
Not a great pass catcher. He's a good receiver because when he gets the ball, he's excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we remember that one against Atlanta.
Yeah, I do.
Last year. But when he catches it, yeah, he's certainly a weapon. Eagles are 4 for 5 on fourth down. They only converted 5 third downs. They converted 4 fourth downs.
Yeah, I mean, this was really ugly for a while.
Yeah.
They ended up with 288 yards. If you would have told me at halftime they'd end up with 288 yards, wouldn't have believed you. Red zone was big in this game.
They've
Eagles
been great in the red zone.
3 for 3. The Rams are 1 for 4. So, the flip side of the Eagles was the Rams and they haven't been very good in the red zone yet this season. So it was something where you thought maybe the Eagles would be able to take advantage of, and they did.
I feel like Stafford's inability to move hurts them in the red zone.
Maybe.
Just a thought.
They ended up with 19 first downs.
Yeah, and they weren't great on third down.
No, just 5 for 13.
9 passing first downs.
Yeah, the offense really opened up, and I think they learned a little bit about who they can be offensively. And who they can be in the pass game. And it's not like they wouldn't have learned that if they lost this game. I think those things were there, but you don't want to be on here talking about moral victories, or you don't want to be listening. If you're listening to us, you don't want to be an Eagles fan listening to us talk about, well, you know what? At least the passing offense started to figure it out.
Yeah.
They won the game. They found a way.
Yeah. They always
Good
do.
teams find a way. And it's like, are this team ever going to lose? Like, if they're going to lose this game, where they barely showed up in the first half, and they were bad in every single phase in that first half.
Everything. They didn't do one thing well.
No.
Yeah.
Except Zach Bone.
Yeah. I don't know how they could come out. I didn't feel like they were I thought they were ready. I thought they were physical, and they were just playing really bad.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it happens. And I think Nick deserves a lot of credit for creating this atmosphere where guys they never lose their confidence, and they almost embrace adversity. Like, all right, we're down 19 points. Let's go win the game. If you're not confident, if you don't believe you can win that game, you're not going to win that game.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Is your head still spinning a little bit?
A little bit.
Yeah, it's tough to really put it all into context. Is there anything else offensively you want to talk about?
No. I think we've covered it.
Yeah. Now, what do you expect from this offense going forward?
Well, I think AJ has to be involved like this, and Devontae. This is, it's always like people seem to still act surprised when Jalen has a game where he complete. What did he end up completing? Like, was he 70% again?
Yeah, he was 21 of 32, so just a little under that, 65.6%.
With no interceptions again, 3 touchdowns all in the second half.
Technically turned the ball over, but he got earholed by Jared Verse.
Yeah, that's not his fault, but they can win this way.
And that's what theoretically makes them so dangerous.
Yeah. But they shouldn't have to wait until they have to win this way to play this way.
Yeah. I think it a lot of it comes down to diagnosing the problems quicker and finding those adjustments before you absolutely need to. This is a game where, as well as they played at times in the second half, there was a real chance that they were going to run out of time.
Yeah.
And you don't want to put yourself in that type of hole.
And then the Rams just drove right down the field. They got the ball with 148 left and got into field goal range. Somebody, I think it was Jason Avant on the postgame, made a point that if the Eagles had made the 2-point conversion and gone up 3, that maybe the Rams would have been more aggressive trying to get in the end zone to win the game.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really good point. I think
No, I think they would have settled for the field goal.
Maybe, but the urgency, wouldn't. I mean, they knew they could win the game with a field goal, but it's an interesting thought. I'm not sure how Sean McVay kind of was approaching it, but I mean, if they were trying to score a touchdown, it was a little scary. They were
moving the ball.
They were moving the ball.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we can talk some defense and some special teams.
A little bit of special teams.
Yeah, because as good as it finished, it wasn't great for the entire game.
You deserve a car that thrills you, a car that puts goosebumps on your goosebumps. At Nissan, we've got everything from turbocharged SUVs to 100% electric vehicles that'll make your heart beat faster. Experience the thrill for yourself and shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com today.
Back on the Eagle Eye podcast, brought to you by Nissan, Reuben Frank and Dave Zangaro. The defense got off to a pretty darn good start. Zach Bond with that big interception, and you're thinking, oh man, this is going to be one of those games where they just dominate. And it didn't quite work out like that.
Yeah, and they had the short field and popped it in, went up 7-0. First interception by an Eagle off Matt Stafford in 13 years since Nnamdi. Good old Nnamdi in 2012. Obviously, Stafford was with the Lions at that point. But yeah, then things just kind of fell apart. I think they scored on 6 straight drives.
It was 6 straight drives. It was field goal, touchdown, field goal, field goal, field goal, touchdown. But, those field goals ended up being the difference in this game.
Yeah.
Holding them to field goals. And they got down to the 33 for a field goal. They got down to the 10 for a field goal, down to the 15 for a field goal. And the Eagles were able to stop them on those 3 drives. That was a big deal.
Yeah, at the time, it seemed like it was just the Rams piling up more and more points. But it was actually, the Eagles staying in the game.
And the 2 touchdowns, one was the deep ball where, Devontae Adams pushed off. But then later on, they could have also called A.J. Brown for a push off, and they didn't. So, they're calling it fair. Like, I get that. I thought Devontae Adams did push off.
Yeah, I did too.
On Reed. But, hey.
So did Reed.
Yeah, so did Reed. Yeah.
And the other touchdown was a short field.
It was, they got the ball at the 10-yard line. And, you'd love to stop them there, but it's hard to fault the defense on that. But those drives where they held them to field goals, that was the difference in this game.
Yeah, they say first half field goals get you beat. And in this case, it really did.
I thought McVay was
so do missed field goals and blocked field goals.
I thought McVay was a little conservative.
A little bit.
There were moments where I'm like, I don't know if I'd kick the field goal here. I'd probably try to get a first down and have a chance to get more points. I thought he was a little conservative. And then, then they had the turnover on downs too. That was a big play we kind of forget about because of the blocked field goals at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, so their last 4 drives were punt, 4th down, unsuccessful, blocked field goal, blocked field goal.
Has the game ever ended like that? There's no way.
No way.
The last 4 drives, punt, turnover on downs, block field goal, return for a touchdown. You don't have to look that one up. I'm going to save you the time. Don't look that up. There's no chance that has ever happened.
I'll talk to Katie. We'll get that.
No chance, right?
No chance. It's impossible. Did this game remind you of anything?
Do you have an answer for that? I don't.
For me, it really reminded me of that game at the Meadowlands in 2010.
Oh, okay.
The Eagles scored
furious comeback. Yeah,
28 points in the last 7:28. 4 touchdowns in 7.5 minutes. Michael Vick just got really hot.
Everyone forgets how hot Michael got in that game because everyone remembers Deshaun,
right.
But Vick played incredible.
And they both ended with a special teams touchdown.
Yeah, I get that.
And the thing about that game is that what was it? 20? I can't remember the score. They scored the last 28 points, and 37, 30. I can't remember the score, but Deshaun muffed the punt.
Yeah.
Another thing in common with these kickoffs, but he had to go back and get it.
Yeah, but none of them this time worked.
And then he ran like parallel to the end zone to let time run out. Like almost gave Andy a heart attack. But that's what it reminded me of. Just
a furious finish.
And
you only remember the positives of it.
Yeah. I remember Brent Selleck had like a 65-yard touchdown. The Giants were gassed defensively.
Mm-hmm.
He had like a 65-yard touchdown down the seam. Who was that safety who was on him? Kenny Williams?
Gosh, I don't remember.
Kenny Williams.
That was 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah, it was, wasn't it? It seems like 3 years ago.
It's funny you say that. Deshaun was in the locker room after the game.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. See, if I was there, I would have, hey, does this remind you of anything? But there haven't been, this is their biggest home comeback in 37 years. They haven't come back from more than 18 points down at home since a game against Dallas in '88 when they were down 20-0 and won 23-20 at the Vet. I think Anthony Toney had a big game, 2 touchdowns. Keith Byers caught a touchdown from Randall. So this doesn't happen. This just doesn't happen.
We talked about Jordan Davis, but let's circle back on him a little bit because he's playing Pro Bowl, all pro level, and we'll see if he can keep it up. It's just 3 games, but there were so many encouraging signs from him all summer. But if you're one of the fans sitting there rolling your eyes a little bit, saying, I've heard this before, I understand that.
Sure.
I don't know if I was completely on board with this is Jordan Davis's year as much as we were hearing it from him and his teammates. I think there were still reasons to question whether or not he would be as effective. And then in week 1, you saw, okay, there are some encouraging signs. But yeah, you put it all together, these 3 games, he's playing at such a high level.
Yeah. He's so fast. I mean, he's so
And he's always been so fast. It's just like now he can do it more consistently.
Yeah, I think he's faster. I mean, I think he's quicker, maybe is a better word
maybe.
for it.
It's funny. People were trying to ask Jalen Carter, like, man, are you surprised by how fast Jordan is? He's like, no. Like, Jordan's been fast. It's just like the conditioning is there. For him to be this fast on the very last play of a game, I think that's different.
Yeah. I think he said you were in there for his presser.
Jordan Davis, no.
He said
I was in the locker room.
He said it's the fastest I've run since the combine. That's great. He ran fast at the combine. Remember he had that?
Oh yeah,
had that great combine.
Wowed everybody.
He ran like 4.77 or something.
Yeah. It's funny too because like the right play there is to go down.
Yeah.
No one gave a damn.
No.
Yeah. Even Nick was like, yeah, when we watched it on tape, we'll probably like maybe go down here, but no one, that was an electric moment.
Yeah.
That was as loud as I've heard that stadium in quite a while.
Pretty cool.
And then everyone just mobbed him up against that cushy wall at the back of the end zone.
Cushy wall?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Cushy wall?
It's cushy.
Okay. I guess
cushion.
it is.
Yeah.
Cushy. Cushy wall. Never heard it called the cushy wall. And he's a really good guy. His teammates love him. He's become a real leader on that defense.
He really has been, but it's tough to be a leader when you're a part-time player.
Yeah. I think he's a guy that like everybody everybody in that building is going to be happy for him today.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the swings, we were watching they're lining up to kick the field goal and they're panning on TV, like the crowd and like people like the game was over. Like they were going to lose that game. It was like a 90% chance, 98% chance.
So I think in the third quarter, Next Gen had them at 91% to lose.
But when they're lining up for the kick.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
It had to be in the mid 90s, but the emotion swing from this game's over. They just got to make a chip shot to what happened it's incredible. That's why sports is the greatest thing. And I just feel sorry after a game like that. I feel sorry for people that aren't sports fans because you can't enjoy that. The funny thing was like, we're on such a delay with the TV that we heard the cannon go off while he was lining up to kick.
Yeah.
And we're like, what happened? They must have scored. How did they score? It was wild. It's a special team. They find ways.
Yeah. So I don't know what it was right before the end. It looks like it was, that's not, it's a gimme field goal, but it looks like it was above 75%.
Okay.
for the Rams. But the lowest percentage Next Gen had the Eagles after that touchdown in the third quarter, 8.6%.
So when they went up
probability.
26-7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
26 unanswered
I'm
points.
surprised it's the last 26 points of the game. What a game.
Which is what the Rams scored in the game, 26.
Yeah. So it should be tied.
What a fun game.
Yeah.
Defense, Zach Bond early in this game was just a monster.
He was.
The Eagles missed some tackles early on.
He missed a couple.
Like uncharacteristic.
Did he go to the sideline at some point?
He did. He went into the medical tent and then he came out and was on the stationary bike, but he came back in.
Okay.
Yeah, he ended up playing all 66 snaps. He didn't leave the field. Cooper DeJean didn't leave the field. Quinyon Mitchell didn't leave the field. Reed Blankenship didn't leave the field. Quinyon actually spent most of this game on Davante Adams, and I thought he played fairly well. He gave up a few catches, but I'm trying to find it. Next Gen had a stat on, if I can find it real quick. He was on Davante Adams on 27 of 34 routes, so nearly 80%. It's the first game of his career where he shadowed the receiver on over 60% of the routes.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Jahad
just 2 receptions for 12 yards on 5 targets against him.
Wow.
Really good job.
I thought Cooper DeJean was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like a lot of things Jahad did. He's going to be so good.
Yeah.
This is his 3rd NFL game.
Yeah, he's going to keep getting better.
Yeah.
There was, I thought Reed obviously gave the touchdown, probably was OPI. He had one later in the game with his back turned, a pass breakup in the end zone. That was a big play. Hey, you know what? Ja'Cory Bennett, at the end of this game, Adoree Jackson had the groin injury. Every single ball went his way, and he gave up some passes, but he also broke up a pass or two.
Yeah.
I thought he played all right.
Yeah.
Given this, and I talked to him after the game, and he said, yeah, like, I would probably throw the ball at me too. The backup, he's like, I'm not saying I'm a backup, but I'm the backup in this case. He's like, you come in cold, like I expect the ball to come to me.
Yeah.
I thought he held up. He had that one pass breakup on Puka, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but that's tough duty to come in in the fourth quarter of a game. You haven't played all game really, and you know the football's coming at you. There's a potential Hall of Fame quarterback throwing the ball your way. There's 2 really good receivers. You're matched up against the guy who catches more passes than anyone in that offense. Like, that's tough.
Yeah. Yeah. Has he played in all 3 games? At least a handful of snaps. I think he has. I don't think Adoree was awful when he was in there.
No, I missed a tackle here or there.
Yeah, missed a couple tackles, but I expect if he's healthy, he'll be the starter.
Yeah, I still don't think there's been anything like to think that. Yeah, Ja'Cory Bennett played 7 in the first game, 5 in the second game, and then today played 12.
Yeah, so he's played a little bit in each game.
He's their new Isaiah Rodgers.
How about Isaiah Rodgers today? We're not going to sit here and talk about that game, but
yeah, he had 2 touchdowns in that.
2 long times. He had like an 86-yard pick six.
Yeah, and then he picked up a fumble and scored from like 67. Yeah.
So their first 2 touchdowns were a Carson Wentz touchdown pass and an Isaiah Rodgers pick six. Carson played pretty well from what I could see. I
want to go watch that game tomorrow. Anything else on defense we have to hit?
No, once again, you look at Vic. It was funny because Vic made us all laugh talking about how he doesn't believe in halftime adjustments on Tuesday. Dallas game, give up 20 points in the first half, shut them out in the second half. Chiefs game, how did they get hurt early? Mahomes running 5 for 60 in the first half, 2 for 6 in the second half. And then today, gave up 7 points in the second half on a 10-yard drive. They've really only given up, I guess, the 2 touchdowns in the second half. The long one to was it Thornton, whoever caught it for the Chiefs, and then the 10-yard drive. So they've only given up 1 real touchdown drive in the second half in 3 games. Adjustments. He's good at them, whatever he says.
Yeah, no, he definitely adjusts. I thought he timed up some blitzes in this game, which is, he's not known for blitzing, but sometimes the pressure wasn't there. I thought they actually got decent pressure. Just the 1 sack in this game, it came on the Jordan Davis play. Jalen Carter had a couple QB hits. He was punishing Stafford when he got the chance.
Yeah. Stafford's inability to move it's just going to be an increase. And that back you could tell the back was bothering him.
They got some good shots on him.
They did. So I don't think it's a coincidence that they've made plays on him at the end of games in all 3 games, because I just think he's an older guy. He's got a back issue. He doesn't move. And if you keep getting shots at Matt Stafford, you might not sack him, but he's going to chuck it away. And he was doing that at the end.
I'm still collecting my thoughts a little bit.
I know.
It's tough when you see a game like that. You're like, what the heck just happened? Stafford really seemed like he attacked like the middle of the field in this game quite a bit. But for the most part, the Eagles held up. It was kind of a bend but don't break type game for them.
Yeah. It was. I mean, they only gave up 1 long touchdown drive today. Yeah. I mean, it was only 54 yards. Field position was that's another thing they had to overcome.
Yeah, we can talk about special teams a little bit. What a weird game for special teams, because they win the game on a special teams play.
Right.
They have the 2 blocked field goals, but I mean, kickoff was a real issue, or kick return, I should say, was a real issue in this game. Starting field position was atrocious.
I think they
muffed every single kick return they had.
And it was 2 guys too.
Yeah, it was both. Yeah, it was Tank Bigsby and John Mechie.
Yeah. They had drives starting at let's see here. Their
kickoff drives, the 20, the 19, the 9, the 14, there's a 35 in there, the 10, the 21, like those are the kickoff drives.
Yeah. And that's, when your offense is struggling, you don't.
And the 35 was the end of half kneel down. So it wasn't even like they had a drive with that.
Right. And that's right. When your offense is sputtering and you're starting drives, I mean, their first half drive started at other than the touchdown, that was a short field. They started on, I'm not reading this right, but they had drives on their own 20, 19, 9, 14, and then the 35. So their average starting position in the first half was like on their own, like 16.
And they had some special teams penalties that they need to clean up.
Yeah.
I think they had 3 special teams penalties. Well, maybe 4 if you include the Jalen Carter taunting after his blocked field goal. In hindsight, that made that drive longer. It killed more time. It probably helped them.
Maybe made it.
Jalen Carter's out here playing chess.
Made it a 91-yard drive instead. It was only a 9-yard penalty because, see, he's smart. Like, he's only committing those 15-yarders when they're backed up, and it only counts 9 yards.
They've got to cut it out.
Yeah. And the refs are going to look for him.
They're going to look for him. And in general, like, I think it's lame. Like, I thought it was lame.
Yeah.
The taunting that Puka Nacua got.
Yes.
I thought the AJ's was lame. Like, I think all these taunting calls are very lame. They're very silly, but the league has shown you at least through 3 weeks that they're going to call it. You just have to be smarter and you have to not do it. And I get that, like, each individual one, it seems stupid, it seems silly, but 15 yards is still 15 yards. You can't let it happen.
Yeah.
And it was something that Nick brought up actually on the first answer of his press conference. It was a long meandering answer, but he got to the penalties.
Nick,
and he said,
long meandering answer?
He said it needs to get better. And he's right. Like, in this game, they were able to overcome that part of it. But, and I get it. It's very stupid. Like, if you're a fan watching this game, you're like, I don't care that they're taunting.
Yeah.
I don't personally care either, but the league apparently does.
Yeah. 5 penalties for 50 yards. So not terrible, but it's still too much.
Mm-hmm. Tush Push is working still. Very funny. The first Tush Push of the game, Tyler Steen definitely moved.
Wasn't even close.
Yeah. And they just didn't call it.
Yeah.
After all the talk this week about, the Chiefs are complaining about it, the league's going to crack down.
Yeah.
The very first one, I had my binoculars out. I'm like, hey, Steen moved. They didn't call it. So
point of emphasis this week.
Yeah. And then the next one was fine.
Yeah.
Next one was clean and they scored a touchdown. But they're going to run the heck out of it until the league tells them it's not legal. And then they'll just run an old school quarterback sneak and it'll work just as well.
Yeah. Or maybe not just as well, but close.
Pretty close. What a game. Nick seemed exhausted.
Well, you mentioned the kickoff returns. I think we should talk about the block field goals.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the first one, Jalen Carter in there. Jordan Davis might have gotten it if Jalen didn't. They were both kind of up the gut. And then obviously the game winner, Jordan Davis. They saw that they had an advantage there. And look, you give credit to defensive players who are starters, like Jalen Carter barely leaves the field. He's out there on special teams. And we talked about his conditioning last week. For him to be at that level that late in the game, he had some hustle plays in this one too. I think Vic calling him out might have done its trick.
Yeah, I think it definitely helped. Sure, he did some extra workouts this week.
There was one play in particular I was really watching him. He got held, and then he peeled off and got downfield and helped with a tackle, like 8 yards downfield.
Okay, it's good to see.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Jordan who mentioned that they were actually watching the kicker. His name is escaping me. It starts with a K.
Cardi.
Yeah, they were watching him. They're actually watching. They're scouting him as the game went on and before the game.
Low kicks.
Yeah, which is really cool. It's really smart
that they care enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are guys who are playing serious snaps on defense, two of the better defensive tackles in the league right now. And they're that concerned about their role on special teams, and they're not above it. And I think a lot of that comes from Kirby Smart in Georgia. Like, he'll play his star players on special teams, whereas a lot of teams,
Nakobe used to talk about that.
Mm-hmm, yeah, a lot of teams, they don't play their stars on teams, and then they get to the league, and obviously it's a little different for a guy like Jalen Carter, who he might not have to play a ton of special teams, but a lot of these players come in the league and they're not stars right away. They have to play on teams, and they're not ready because they didn't do a ton of it at college because they were kind of big fish in that smaller pond. But no, like Georgia guys, they'll play their star players on special teams, and it makes an impact when they get to the league.
Yeah, it's a great point.
Braden Mann, 55.5 average in this game, along a 64.
And the one was pretty returnable. I think it was a 22-yard return down the right sideline, but he's just got
overall has been really good.
Monster leg. Jake didn't kick, did he?
Nope, just made the 3 extra points.
He's in a slump. No 58-yarders.
No 58-yarders in this one. Eagles run defense early. I'm just going through some of my little leftovers. I thought they were a little leaky early.
Yeah.
Blake Corum has a little bit of juice.
What did they finish with? Did they hit like 150 rushing yards?
The
160.
160, yeah. Kyron Williams had 94. Blake Corum, 6.6 average. He was giving them some juice. He had that 112-yarder kind of reverse field on them, and that was late in the game. I thought that was going to be a big play.
It was a big play, yeah. But Kyron had, I think, averaged 3.3 in the second half and like 5.8 in the first half. And again, adjustments. Vic, genius.
Yeah, just 3 for 56 for Devontae Adams. Felt they played him tough.
I thought so too.
Man, Puka had 11 catches for 112 yards.
Did he really? He's really good.
That was like 15 targets.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Nick Sirianni seemed exhausted after this game. He was just like wiped out. Like the emotion of that game, I think, got to him by the end.
I can imagine. He's such an emotional guy anyway. And I mean, he's emotional after a practice. Yeah. So when you come back from 19 down.
We didn't ask him about the time management at the end of that game. It didn't matter because they blocked the field goal, but they called a timeout.
Yeah.
And then the Rams ran that run play for 7 yards to make it an easier field goal.
Yeah.
It all worked out. But.
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird.
And like they called a timeout then, but not when there was like a minute left where theoretically they could have like gotten the stop, gotten the field goal, and then gotten the ball back.
Right.
All's well that ends well.
They're 19-1 in their last 20 games.
They don't lose.
They've won 9 in a row now.
And I think there is something to the confidence of that. Like when you're in a game like this, they've done it. They've won in so many different ways. Like you're down big in the second half, but not that you want to be there. You'd like to avoid having to have a furious comeback, but you're capable of it. And I think that goes a long way.
I really agree. And you could just see in their body language, like they never looked defeated. They never looked like this is over. I thought they stayed emotionally kind of in it. And if you don't do that, you're not going to come back. Like they're in a really good place mentally. I think a lot of the credit for that goes to Jalen. A lot goes to Nick. That self-belief, and it's everybody in the locker room, everybody on the practice squad. There might be a couple guys on the practice squad who don't, but yeah, they just have a deep inner belief no matter what happens. It's almost like, was it Nick who talked about embracing adversity, like just welcoming it because we know we can overcome it, and that's how they play.
They will play the Buccaneers next week, a battle of 3-0 teams. They beat the Jets on a last-second field goal in this one. That'll be a fun game. Down there in the House of Horrors, Raymond James Stadium.
They have not played well down there, to put it mildly. It's going to be pretty warm.
It always is.
Yeah. Look, week one, you have your biggest rival in the division, and week one's always weird. You never know who's going to be good, who's not going to be good. Week two, you have the defending AFC champs. Week three, you have a team that's in the playoffs every year, has been to 2 Super Bowls under their coach.
Gave you your toughest game in the playoff run a year ago.
Yeah. And you get out of that 3-0. I mean, this schedule is a minefield, and to be 3-0 here, it's remarkable. Do you know the Rams are? This is really funny. The Rams are 9-3 in their last 12 games, and the 3 losses are all to the Eagles.
That's pretty unbelievable.
It's crazy. So they got their number. They might meet again.
Very possible. Yeah. Anything else we missed from this game that you wanted to hit?
No, I think I'm looking forward to the questions we get about it.
Yeah, if I'll pop that up on the screen for a little bit. Eagle-eyed NBCUni.com. The QR code's on the screen. Send us your questions. I'm sure the inbox is already full of people freaking out from the first half. I bet we have some really good halftime emails in there.
Yeah,
that'll be fun to read later this week because things were not going well. You go from getting booed off the field to finish the first half to everyone just celebrating together at that final play. What a cool moment! What a cool afternoon at the field.
Sure was. Yeah, there's still people. Have you looked at our parking lot lately?
Still people out there.
There's thousands of people. Were the Phillies home today? Phillies back home?
No,
they're on the road.
Yeah, they're on the road.
But apparently, like all the lots are people just don't want to go home.
I hope they want to go home soon because I want to leave here.
Well, not hit traffic. Block your car.
Before the game, got a chance to. Malcolm Jenkins was shooting
hard at work
the game today. Yeah. Very cool to watch him work professionally as a photographer.
He looks the part.
He does. He's getting into it.
Yeah.
I got a chance to say what's up to him. LeGarrette Blount was the honorary captain in this game. He was out there chopping it up. Darren Sproles on the field with him. Always good to see these guys back.
Yeah. I didn't see Sprolesy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was good to see him.
Yeah.
He said he might be getting the coaching bug at some point soon.
Oh, interesting. Mm-hmm. I bet he'd be good at it.
I told him, I was like, I think he'd be an excellent coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. But good to see LeGarrette Blount. It's cool, these guys who LeGarrette wasn't here very long, but you win a championship. You're always welcome back.
Yeah, no doubt. They might even put a statue up.
They might. Should we wrap this up?
Yeah. I just want to keep talking about this game, though.
I feel like we've talked in circles a little bit. Probably not our best effort as a podcast duo, because it's just like, man, trying to wrap your head around everything.
Yeah.
But I do like your comparison to the 2010 game. There's kind of a wild back and forth. It takes a furious comeback. A special teams play wins it. And I think Jordan Davis might have been running as fast as Deshaun was.
He might have. The other game it reminded me of, and I'll just do real quick if I could figure out what year it was the 42-37 game in Washington. Do you know about that game? I guess it was in 80. It was week 2. So it
started with an 8. I don't remember it.
All right, so it's week 2 of the 89 season. Eagles go down to Washington and they're down 27-7 in the second quarter. And the Eagles start coming back. This is more of a gradual comeback. Chris Carter had a touchdown from Randall. Keith Jackson had a touchdown. Mike Quick had a touchdown. Greg Bell ran for 221 yards in that game. But on their last possession, he fumbled. And Al Harris recovered. And not the Al Harris who's a cornerback. It was a different Al Harris. He went to Rancoca's Valley.
I was like, how long did Al Harris play?
He played 38 years. Different Al Harris. Okay. He was a defensive end back when that's what they were called. He recovers it and laterals to Wes Hopkins possibly illegally.
It's not illegal if they don't call it.
Possible forward lateral. West goes down to the 4-yard line with like a minute left. Washington's still up 37-35. Randall throws his 4-yard touchdown to Keith Jackson for the game winner with like a minute left. So those are the two that this reminded me of.
Yeah, it's one we won't forget.
I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
And this is the first one that was here. It's the biggest home comeback since 1988.
Wow.
I might have said that already. Dallas 20-0 game. They were down 20-0. They won 23-20. I think I did mention Anthony Tony had a couple touchdowns, but yeah, these come along like every 20 years or so. And yeah, it's really cool to be in the stadium to see it or across the street.
Yeah. A lot to clean up, no doubt about it. The Eagles are not under any illusions that they played a perfect game, but you'd rather learn from a win than a loss, and they're sitting at 3-0.
And I think the Browns beat the Packers, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
The NFC is an interesting conference right now, and I think you mentioned the Eagles and Bucks are both 3-0. Not a bunch of 3-0 teams. To win a Super Bowl and start out the year with this schedule 3-0, I just think that no matter how you did it and how weird the games were, it says a lot about your team. That's hard to do.
I agree with you. All right. If you enjoy the Eagle Eye podcast, please do us a favor, rate and subscribe wherever you get your pods. If you're watching on YouTube, click the like button and subscribe there as well. Reuben, got anything? Final thoughts?
I don't think I do this for after games. You don't, but no.
I always like to ask.
Okay. No, I think we pretty much covered it. I can't wait to hear what our listeners and viewers and readers email us. We'll be back Tuesday to go through.
I'm really looking forward to the ones we got at halftime.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
All right.
We'll read all of them too.
For Reuben Frank, I'm Dave Zangaro. This has been Eagle Eye presented by Nissan. We'll talk to you soon.